Hello, and welcome to my new series where I review TV shows, TV series. Starting with One Tree Hill. I watched this originally when it aired from season 1 to season 6, and really enjoyed those seasons. It's one of my favorite TV shows. My all-time favorite TV show is Kyle X Y. I will be doing a review for that, as well as Teen Wolf, which is my second favorite TV show of all time. But One Tree Hill is one of my all-time favorite TV shows, and so I thought I would do reviews on the season, starting with season 1. Definitely going to go through up to season 6. I don't know if I'm going to do 7, 8, and 9, just simply because I really do not like those seasons. Like I said, I watched up through season 6 when it first aired, and I rewatched up through season 6 many times. For the first time, I actually just finished the entire series through season 7 all the way through 9. I just watched all of that and finished up earlier this year. I'm rewatching again. I am on episode 3 of season 2. So I wanted to give my thoughts on season 1. This obviously is a season that sort of sets up the whole show and the whole premise and everything going forward. So I'm going to start with, plot summary, basically the overall breakdown or story or big picture of the season. One Tree Hill season 1 aired from 2003 to 2004. And season 1 introduces us to the small town of Tree Hill, North Carolina, where two half-brothers, Lucas Scott, played by Chad Michael Murray, and Nathan Scott, played by James Lafferty, live very different lives despite sharing the same father. Lucas is a quiet, brooding outsider raised by a single mother named Karen, while Nathan is the popular, privileged star of the high school-based basketball team. And he was raised by Dan Scott, who is the father of both Lucas and Nathan. And he's married in season 1 to Deb Scott. Their worlds collide, however, when Lucas joins the varsity basketball team, igniting a tense rivalry that stretches beyond the court, complicated by relationships with Peyton, Nathan's girlfriend, Haley, Lucas's best friend, and Brooke, Peyton's bold best friend. The season explores themes of family, ambition, loyalty, first love, all under the shadow of unresolved potential or parental drama, and of course the background of basketball. So season 1, like I said, really sets the foundation for the show's long run with a surprisingly emotional and grounded tone. While it uses familiar team drama tropes like love triangles, sports rivalries, high school angst, it does so with sincerity and character depth that stand out. Some of the strengths of season 1 is the strong performances from the core cast: Chad Michael Murray, James Lafferty, Bethany Joy Lenz, Hillary Burton, Sophia Bush. They all do fantastic jobs playing their characters and playing them really well. So they did a phenomenal job playing those characters. Some of the weaknesses, some melodramatic moments that veer into soap opera territory, a few pacing issues as subplots build. Season 1 is really good. It's like I said, sets everything up. I think season 1 and season 3 are probably the two best seasons of all. That's just my opinion. But season 1 is a heartfelt, nostalgia-laced introduction to one of teen drama's most iconic shows. It's great for fans of Dawson's Creek, The OC, or Friday Night Lights. A couple of episode highlights, major episode highlights. Obviously, the pilot. Lucas is recruited to join the high school basketball team by basically his uncle Keith Scott, who is played by Craig Schaefer, and he brings Whitey out to the river court where Lucas plays basically pickup basketball with his friends. and basically recruits him as a spot opens up on the team due to some shenanigans by the basketball team getting drunk and stealing a bus, basically, and crashing. So Lucas joins the high school basketball team, creating instant tension with his half-brother Nathan. Sparks fly between Lucas and Nathan's girlfriend Peyton, while Haley gets pulled into the rivalry. So one of the obviously famous quotes from that is, "I'll be seeing you, Peyton," at the end of the pilot episode. Many iconic moments, many great moments from from episode 1 of the pilot. Episode 3, Are You True? Lucas earns his place on the team and wins over Coach Whitey. Nathan, feeling threatened, plots to sabotage him, but Lucas starts to gain support in the town. I believe this is the episode where they basically come up with the plot to start messing with Lucas and hazing him, but it's really not hazing. They're basically just bullying him to try to get him to quit the team. Episode 7 is Life in a Glass House. This is when Lucas, Keith, and Karen goes to the party for Dan and Deb. They're hosting a big basketball team party where secrets begin to unravel, and Brooke starts taking interest in Lucas, igniting a love triangle. Honestly, she actually started taking interest in him before this. She popped up in the backseat of his car, naked, but this is when she's like really starting to put herself out there, and you're starting to see a different side of Brooke, and the whole Lucas and Peyton situation. This is the episode 9, With Arms Outstretched. Nathan's personal struggles with his controlling father, Dan, lead to a meltdown on the court. Lucas and Peyton share a significant moment. This is the episode where Nathan is taking the drugs, and he, gets messed up from the drugs, basically. Hanging by a Moment is episode 13. Lucas and Brooke become a couple, while Peyton begins to realize she has feelings for Lucas. Haley and Nathan's friendship begins to shift. This is the episode where the start of the episode, I believe, where Peyton comes over to Lucas' house to confess that she actually has feelings for him and she actually does want to be with him, but he's obviously there with Brooke. One of my dislikes about season 1 is I don't think they had Brooke and Lucas's relationship last long enough in season 1. I think it should have went on for at least a couple months. In the season, it was basically like a month and a half that they were together. I don't think that was long enough. I think they should have been together for like 3-4 months at minimum, before the whole betrayal. But it is what it is. Episode 15, Suddenly Everything Has Changed. Haley kisses Nathan, starting one of the show's most iconic relationship. Lucas finds out the truth about Dan's manipulation. Dan just doing Dan things, basically. Haley and Nathan end up kissing, and they become a big, basically the star couple of the show. Because once some other stuff happens in at the end of season 6, which we'll get there when we get there, Nathan and Haley are the main couple. Episode 16, The First Cut is the Deepest. Lucas learns about Keith's love for his mother, and Peyton confronts her feelings and family issues. Episode 21, The Leaving Song. Lucas decides to leave Tree Hill to escape the drama. Haley struggles with her loyalty to Lucas and her growing feelings for Nathan. And then episode 22 is the final episode of season 1. It is a powerful season ender where the Ravens play in the state championship. Lucas discovers Dan's involvement in ruining Keith's life. Nathan and Haley's romance takes a major leap as they get married. This is the episode where Lucas, they're playing the state championship. Well, actually, it wasn't the state championship game. It was to go to the state championship game, I believe. So they were not in the state championship, but they were in a big game Dan was the one that was coaching them because Coach Whitey was out. He was supposed to be getting, surgery done on his eye. He had an eye issue. So Dan ended up weaseling his way in to be the stand-in coach. One of the opposing players hits Lucas in his bad shoulder, which he had injured after the car accident with Keith. Basically he shouldn't have been playing, but Dan pretty much coerced him, gaslit him into playing, and he ends up missing the final shot. Key character arcs in season 1. Lucas, the thoughtful underdog and aspiring writer, goes from outsider to team star, struggles with loyalty, love, and identity, obviously has the romantic issues with Peyton and Brooke, and learns some painful truths about his father Dan. Nathan, he starts off as the arrogant jock and antagonist, shows depth throughout conflict with his father, opens up through his relationship with Haley, and has the most growth, honestly, in season 1, transitioning from villain to someone viewers root for. Haley James, smart, grounded, best friend of Lucas, becomes Nathan's tutor, then love interest. Her relationship with Nathan is a fan favorite, and she struggles between staying loyal to Lucas and following her heart. This was more early on in this season. I would say up to about episode 15, I think it was. That's when Lucas and Nathan's relationship really started to shift, and they started to sort of explore their friendship as brothers. Peyton obviously was the emo artistic cheerleader. Early on in the season, she was girlfriend to Nathan, but was attracted to Lucas mainly because Nathan was such a horrible boyfriend to her. She has some really bad abandonment and grief issues due to her mother dying when she was young in a car accident. I think she has the most depth in season 1. Brooke, she was outgoing, party girl, really, really mean, especially early on in the season. She gets mean later on too, but that somewhat understandable due to the cheating by her boyfriend and her best friend. But really early on in season 1, whenever she would get drunk, she would get really, really mean. Towards the middle and ending of season 1, that's when she really starts to break out and become the iconic Brooke Davis. Dan, manipulative, ambitious father, hated by pretty much everyone in the show. He drives a lot of the season's tension, and he's always looking for more power and control over his family. So I would give season 1 a 4.7, 4.8-ish out of 5 stars. I think season 1 really sets up the show's premise for years to come and seasons to come, and really did a good job at setting up those characters. So hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you do. Be on the lookout for part 2, where I review season 2 either next Monday or the following Monday. I will have content throughout the weeks leading up to that, but specifically for that video. So thanks so much. Appreciate it. Let me know, comment below who your favorite character from One Tree Hill is and why. Thanks, and peace.